What's up, YouTube? Today I got a very exciting ring for you.
Yes, so we had a customer reach out. They want two materials that are going to be very tricky to pair together. Can you walk us through what we got?
Yeah, so the first one, we got a stainless steel twist Damascus. This is going to be very hard to work with.
Yes, regular Damascus is kind of easier to work with. Stainless steel, very much not so. It is incredibly tough and very challenging. You break a ton of bits. Not a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then you're pairing it with something super fragile. That makes it very tricky.
This is dinosaur bone, solid dinosaur bone. Usually we just inlay some fragments in there. We're going to be making it
Yeah, we're going to try to keep it solid, no cracks, no nothing. Normally it's so much easier to crush it up and inlay it in pieces, but we're going to leave it solid. That's going to leave it with the awesome natural patterns that it has. So that should be awesome. And this is right here from the state of Utah. So this is some really good, awesome stuff. Funny enough though, definitely looks like the shape of Australia. So I don't know what that's about. So yeah, anyways, two awesome materials should make for a really nice looking ring. Should we get started?
Let's do it. I honestly didn't know how extremely difficult this dino bone was to cut out. I don't think Patrick said it enough in the first video when he was making it, but every step of the way this stuff kind of sucks. Cutting out the dino bone with a hole saw, the clamps were too strong, so it would just crack the dino bone in half. We resorted to gluing the bone onto a cutting board. Now we're going to get the Damascus out and put it on the lathe. I'm facing the outside of the Damascus and getting it to the correct outside diameter for the ring. As you can see, all the chatter marks on the face of this Damascus, it is really hard material to work with. I'm just taking my time doing little cuts. Anything more, the lathe isn't powerful enough. To get the hole, I'm starting off with a center drill, then I'm moving over to a regular drill and drilling it out to about 12 millimeters deep. Got to make sure to keep a bunch of oil on the drill. I got a pretty good speed on this drill, so it was actually cutting out nicer than I thought. Right now I'm switching over to various sizes and carbide end mills. This takes out the little divot that the drill leaves in the inside of the hole, and then also makes it easier for me to cut. Right now I'm using a 5/8 end mill, and this is just going to make work a lot easier for the rest of the ring. Now I got that deep enough, I'm going to take a boring bar and bore out the inside just a little under the size we need. It's funny, this Damascus was so difficult that it was actually bending the tool the farther I went in, so it was actually creating a taper. I had to do multiple passes at the same depth just to get it to the correct size. Right now I'm scribing out a line. This is going to be the washer that I'm going to sandwich on the end of the ring. Right now I'm cutting the channel that the dino bone is going to lay on top of. Got to make sure this is really true and to the right size so that we don't create any unnecessary pressure on the dino bone. and make a little relief on the edge so that the bone can sit up real flush to the ring. Right now I'm parting off the ring from the stock. Like I said before, Damascus is so difficult, and parting is probably the hardest part of the whole ring. Right now I'm just measuring the size and seeing when the ring will actually pop off. I know it looks short in the video, but this took me probably about 20 minutes. Right now I'm just going to continue to clean up the blank and get it to size. This will make every step easier from here on. Right here's a moment of truth. I'm going to be gluing the dino bone to the ring. The problem I found is there's so many cracks in this dino bone, so I just kept a constant layer of CA glue throughout the sanding process. I would put a little bit of CA glue on the ring and then take it off with some dino bone with the diamond tool and then start the process over. The idea behind this is I was stabilizing the bone so I could sand a little more. If I just tried to sand this whole thing, the whole ring would fall apart. Right now we got it close enough to switch to the sandpaper. So I'm sanding it flush, making sure everything's nice and smooth. This is all a test of hand-eye coordination. You gotta be so precise, and we're doing this all with hand tools. Make room for this Damascus washer that we cut off earlier. I'm relieving a little bit of the edge on the inside of the dino bone so that this sits nice and flush. I'm getting that washer we made earlier to size, and I'm facing off the end. I left it a millimeter thicker than what it needs to be just so that we can true it up later when it's actually on the ring. This was so scary to do. I was press fitting it, but if I smush the dinosaur bone at all too hard, it's gonna just fall apart. Taking it over to the laser welder to weld the seam on the Damascus. There was a lot of sparks in this material, and it's probably a better idea to weld this with the help of some argon gas. Facing it true, the only thing we have left is a little bit of cleanup, some polish, and the edge. Right here I'm using a ceramic bit to clean up the top. It's kind of funny, I think the ceramic tool actually heated up too much, and the adhesive holding it to the mandrel actually came off and it was moving around. I decided I'm going to put some nice bevels on this. This is just going to make the ring look that much cooler. I don't know if anyone has tried this, but putting bevels on Damascus is the absolute hardest thing in the world. sanding the inside, and we're gonna add a comfort finish. This takes a lot of time and you just gotta be very patient. Any scratch in the ring is gonna be even more defined when we get to the final product. Before we put it in the etching jar, I tested just a little bit of the dinosaur bone with the acid to see how it would react, and I was very glad I had that idea because the dinosaur bone reacts extremely bad with the acid. If there was so many bubbles coming up, it would have destroyed the ring. So what I did to fix this problem is I took a whole bunch of tape and I taped off all of the dinosaur bone, just leaving the Damascus exposed. The ring turned out so amazing. I had a really hard time giving this up just for a giveaway. It took 2 days of work and a test of my patience and skills. It's really sad to see this one go, but I hope the customer is very happy. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.